Okay. And then the next one I want to go through is the Alpha Hunter suite. So the Alpha Hunter suite is mostly if you're interested in cryptocurrency tokens being listed. So to me, this is extremely helpful because what it's showing me is if I want to see every single new project that is launched that whales are buying religiously and they're accumulating, then Alpha Hunter Suite allows me to look at that with the launches view. So it's telling me if I click this, it tells me exactly what the rug risk score is. So it also allows me to see exactly who the whales are. It allows me to see like how they're performing. It allows me to see their composition, like what their total balance is, how much of the token do they actually have. If it's insignificant, then I'm just gonna, of course, skip it and not pay any attention to it. But if it is significant, then I will pay attention to it. So this is where it gets very interesting because if there's a whale that is buying, for example, 3.7 million, then you have to ask, is this an exchange? Is it not an exchange? So we do everything we can to disqualify as much as we can and exclude the noise. And that's to me is where that secret sauce is. It's just taken so long to be able to create a Alpha Hunter token launch scanning. So this is continuously being worked on. And we've caught a lot of good projects this way and I think the best way of doing it is to just continue to exclude memes. So we're trying our best. We really do want to exclude memes out of this because there's just so much noise. We're excluding out 99.99% of all new tokens being launched. And I'm not exaggerating. We're looking at hundreds of thousands of these every day to pick out like less than a handful that are coming through. And we haven't seen anything in the past week, just to give you an idea of how rigorous we've been in terms of our approach. So that's the Alpha Hunter. And then the Alpha Hunter for listings to me is extremely valuable because it's telling me which centralized cryptocurrency exchanges and decentralized cryptocurrency exchanges are listing which projects. And usually if you see prominent tier one exchanges like Coinbase, Binance, Bybit, for example, potentially Kraken, Gemini. So the ones that have the most rigorous and the most difficult to accomplish know your customer and anti-money laundering compliance rules, when they're listing these tokens is a very good precursor of a potential jump in demand for that token. And that usually will lead to a price appreciation. So that's extremely valuable when you look at decentralized perpetual futures exchanges like, AsterDex, Hyperliquid, dYdX, the other one, Liquid. There's Lighter, right? Lighter futures. There's Drift Protocol, Perpetual Protocol. There's so many that are absolutely massive and that are continuing to grow. And you can see that. So like AsterDex was announcing that they're going to list SLX, right? And the confidence is very high in terms of how we matched up the token with the project. And you can look at exactly how it's performing. So, and if you want to buy it, you just go and you click it, and then you can go on trade. There'll be a little trade button here when you're logged in and you have your wallet connected, and then you can immediately buy it. So the same thing with delistings. So delistings to me are very valuable because they're opportunities for you to go short on these coins as they are delisting these specific trading pairs. So if they're delisting Harvest Finance, it doesn't mean that they're delisting Harvest Finance across all trading pairs, but they are delisting Harvest Finance on the USDT denominated pair on Binance, right? And you can see the volume is tiny, right? But there's still going to be liquidity there potentially if you want to short. So there's a lot here. There's a lot here that could be potentially interesting. Also, I would take a closer look at the actual announcement and see and make sure, because a lot of this is sometimes they'll give information and they'll keep changing it, and then it won't be USDT. It'll be like BNB. So it'll be farm/BTC. So it'll be some small trading pairs. You have to be careful with that. And that's really the Alpha Hunter suite.